Okay, we're having a look at this graffiti lettering sheet, and what we're going to do here is we're going to first of all use these examples here. So we've got some examples here of lettering that's already coloured in, and first of all we're going to create a colour palette here. Now, to create a colour palette we're going to consider the colour wheel, and we can, if we look at our example with the colour wheel, we've got the blue and yellow, so we've got colours which are opposite on the colour wheel. Or with the letters A and B, if you look at the letters A and B there, we've got colours that are close together on the colour wheel. So if we consider the colour wheel when we're colouring our letters, and then we can choose some colours. So perhaps here I'm going to use two close together, green and blue, and I'm going to start to add some shading using the techniques that we've already learned to get a graduated shading. I get a nice dark full colour down here. I'm going to go with our second colour. Now, there's two techniques we can use here. We can go from a very dark colour, and if you look at some of the lettering, like the A and B, we've actually got one shade going to nothing, then to the other shade. And as I say, using our over burnishing with a pencil, we can go right up and create a dark shade. Now, the second technique we can look at is going to use three colours here, again colours that are close together on the colour wheel, and I'm going to start one end again, the techniques that we've used with the coloured pencils, and also just the pencil techniques of shading and graduating. And blending in the colours if we can. And we can see with this one that we've blended these in. I could work on that a little bit more. So we can see the two techniques there. Using a colour, leaving a gap, using a colour. This is something you could apply to one of the letters here. And then the second technique here, which is using two or three colours to blend them right through. So there's two examples you've seen me do. I've also created a further two here, so using colours that are opposite on the colour wheel. So if we look at that, we've used there the blue and yellow colours which are across from each other on the colour wheel. So think of the colour wheel, look at your colour palette here, create a colour palette, and then in the next clip we're going to move on to start doing some of the lettering.